It was about 20 years ago. My daughter was 6 months old at the time. It was on Highway 26 outside of Rigby, District 6. We were building a turnout. I was in the road grader. Another guy that was learning how to run the road grader wanted to practice. So I got out and swapped off with one of the flaggers. I had one vehicle stopped and was clearing the traffic coming the other direction so I could let my traffic go. I'd already moved off the road. A lady come through at 67 miles an hour, looked up and seen a stopped car in front of her. She had been playing with her radio. She swerved, and that's when she hit me, knocked me out of high-top tennis shoes. Through the investigation, all the traffic control had been set up for over 3/4 of a mile. Everything was set up correctly, visibly. So there was a slight bend in the road, or I probably might have been able to see her coming, but like I say, I was looking the other way trying to get traffic cleared and had already moved off the road, so not something that would be expected. I remember everything getting blurry, which they figured is when I was flying through the air. It threw me 68 feet. I remember laying there and the panic, not necessarily for me. I didn't feel anything, didn't hear anything, I just seen it. You know, I visually, everything else kind of shut down. But laying there on the ground and hearing people screaming that he's alive, and you know, and it was a compound fracture in my leg, so there was a lot of talk about the bone poking out of my leg and the blood and what they were gonna do, and life flight coming and different things like that. And having a 6-month-old child, it was hard to watch her take her first steps from a hospital bed. I was pretty much in a hospital bed for a year. And multiple surgeries. But every one of us have families to go home to. We're not here to inconvenience anybody. We're here to give a good product at a good price. That's our whole purpose for being out here. And if we can't go home to our families, what have we served? I mean, it's having an infant take her first steps without me being a part of it, that was hard. And I'll be honest, that's one thing that I do hold on to. That's hard even 20 years later to deal with. If there's one thing I could say to the public as they're traveling through a project, please remember, we're your neighbors, we're your friends. Just please put down any distractions, be patient and pay attention when you come through. These guys have families too, and we all want to go home.